we're going to be doing things a little differently today. I mean, maybe we'll talk about movies. This is DDHD. It's whatever we want to talk about, but we're going to tell some post office stories, I guess.
All right, go.
Go. You go first. You're the guest.
All right, you remember when Greg got hit by a car?
Yeah,
let's start with that one.
Let's start with that one.
Wait, when did Greg get hit by a fucking car?
Oh, yeah. Greg got his.
Legit SUV striking a pedestrian hit by a car.
Yeah. So I was delivering Amazon packages, and I was crossing the street, and I was looking back. This is a busy street, and this is in a school zone on the first day of school. So it was 20 miles an hour, but I'm waiting to cross, looking, left, right, left, right, left, right. And I'm kind of staring at this motorcycle coming down the street for a second. And then I start crossing, and as soon as I step into the road, like all I can see is this SUV in my peripheral, like a big golden kind of Tahoe. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I go flying up in the air, and I'm rolling on the ground. My sunglasses go flying, my headphones go flying, the package goes flying. I think I might have blacked out for a second, because I come to and I'm like, oh God, I just got hit by a car. And I look down the street, and she's way down the street. It took her a long time to stop. And
then what was the first thing? What was the first thing that you did?
Okay, so I kept working. So like my back's bleeding. My leg hurts really bad. But anyway, she runs over and gives me her number and stuff, and then she leaves. And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep delivering packages. So like 5 minutes goes by, and I'm like, this really hurts. I could barely feel my leg.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my God.
I'm seeing spots. I'm bleeding. So I call Hallie.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, Hallie.
No, back it up again. So he started
Okay.
working again after being hit by an SUV, and then
Right.
realized that he was in pain, and then he
Right.
calls me. I have no authority.
No. So I'm like, hey, I just got hit by a car. What should I do? Should I just keep working? And she's like, no. Stop.
No, you were like, I just got hit by a car, and I was like, your person or your truck? He's like, no, my
Like,
person.
No, me, like I got ran over.
And I'm like, why don't you call your boss?
Oh my God.
And I think I had you do it. I think you had it.
Well, I was like, well, stop delivering packages. And then I met up with him, and he legit looked like he just got hit by a car. And I was like,
Yeah.
first of all, you need to call the boss. So I called him, and he's a fucking idiot,
Yeah.
so that's a whole nother story. And then the fire department shows up.
Okay,
And then the lady shows up with her husband.
No, hold on. So I'm laying on the ground, okay? And so it's a little street. There's 3 mail trucks. There's a fire truck. There's an ambulance, and there's 2 cop cars, okay? And I'm getting put on a stretcher. I got a neck brace on, and the husband of the lady that ran me over shows up. And he's like, where's the guy that my wife hit? And they're like, he's on the stretcher. And he walks over and says, who's going to pay for the dent in my wife's car?
Oh my fucking God.
I dented the front of her car and the hood. And he's like, who's going to pay for the dent in my car? And everyone's looking at him like, what? And the postmaster was there too. So we had like six or 8 vehicles there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the fire department and the ambulance dudes are like talking to me like I'm your wife. And they're like, has he done this and this and this today? I'm like, I don't fucking know. He just got hit by a car.
Yeah, Carla was there.
Yeah. And it was like
there.
really late, right? It was like 8 o'clock at night.
No.
And my wife
it
was in
earlier
Yakima
than
or
that, wasn't it?
Spokane
Yeah, it must have been earlier if the people were still
or
out.
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah.
My wife was out of touch because she was getting her hair cut,
Yeah, and you got hit by a
like
car.
on Bainbridge Island or something like that. And so I couldn't get a hold of her. So I'm in the hospital. The postmaster stayed with me the whole time.
It's a stand-up
Um,
guy.
And then I took the first day off, or the next day off, but then went back to work the day after that. And I could barely stand. It was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
Ridiculous.
post office story because he called me. He's
Yeah.
like, I was just hit by a car.
Yeah.
Han, really
And
quick,
she's
you
like,
said that
yeah.
you said that Greg looked like he got hit by a car. What does that even mean? Like, how did he look like he had just gotten hit by a car?
Like, retarded. Legit. Like, he wasn't, his eyes weren't focusing. He was like in shock. His body was moving funny, like shaking, but like really holding it together. But like his body didn't want to hold it together. And I'm like, you need to sit the fuck down. Like he just kept walking around, like, sit down. I was yelling at him like I was his mother. Like,
Oh my
sit
God.
down. These people need to come help you. And you're like, no, I'm good. I'm like, no, you're hit by a car, sit down. Like he looked like he was hit by a car.
I have Amazon
Yeah.
packages to deliver. I
Yeah,
need to get
seriously,
back
he
in
was
that
freaking
car.
out. I was like, I got it. Put it in my truck. I got it. Carla, go take these. I got it.
Yeah.
That is fucking hilarious. Oh my
Oh
God.
my god.
So like, did the lady that hit you, did she look like she was like a drug addict or something? Like, because this
No.
just really.
No, she was
She's
a
just
fucking
this-
idiot.
Suburban mom who's probably updating her Facebook or something.
Was she hot?
Well, yeah, so like for a mom, suburban mom, yeah, she was hot. But the story is she hit him, gave him some information, and then left, and then went home and told her husband, hey, I hit a mailman with my car. And then the husband is the only reason they showed back up.
Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
So like she was a fucking idiot.
Oh my God.
So
you
her
don't-
husband was like a volunteer fireman somewhere, so he talked to the EMTs and stuff. And like, you got to make sure like this doesn't come out that it's my wife's fault. So-
What?
Oh, the
Yeah, like, it
surreal
wasn't
this
him.
part.
They're
So
not.
in the
They're not the ones that would
newspaper
even
it
be
said,
able to do that. That would be the cops.
They all got connection.
I
Yeah.
don't know. So they just said that I wasn't paying attention and stepped into traffic. Was in the newspaper article about it. So
It was in the newspaper?
yeah,
I didn't know that. I would have framed
the
that.
little local one. There was no pictures or anything. I wish they took a picture of all the vehicles that were there.
Yeah.
I can kind of add to the story too. So it was, I don't know how long after it was when Greg got hit. I would say maybe a few days to a week after. But I was doing the route that those people actually lived on, and the guy came out and like asked me questions like how Greg is doing and stuff like that. And I was like, "Oh, he's doing okay." I just find it funny that he gets hit by a car, and the guy who came out was all like, "Who's paying for my dent?" And then the guy was like, "That was me." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." He's all like, "Yeah, that was a bad move on my part, but I'm glad to see he's doing okay and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
should probably go apologize to him in person and not talk to me about it. You're the one."
Yeah,
who's the dick
send
to him."
some chocolates or something.
Yeah. Or like $2,000. Don't sue us.
Yeah, or like a
seriously.
gift card, something.
A gift
Yeah.
card.
An Amazon gift card.
Yeah. That Greg.
$5.
I mean, yeah, just write a card and sorry I hit you with my car, and then here's some Starbucks. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Here's a $5. No, here's a $3 Starbucks gift card. You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're mailmen.
It
We'll
was
accept
$5. I
it.
used it.
It's just the
The
card. It's
postal
empty.
inspectors show up. Yeah.
Right.
You're not allowed to take cash or credit card donations or whatever.
Higher than $20.
Were you guys working that Sunday? I was in charge when that new kid drove his LOV down that hill into a tree?
I was.
Daniel, were you there?
Oh, I don't know.
That was at the Fairway Apartments, right? Like 7701
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And he
like,
basically quit.
yeah, fucking asshole. It was like the first Sunday I was in charge, quote unquote,
Yeah.
because I was never really in charge. And this
I
fucking
took a
kid,
picture. I should find it.
I know, I think I have a picture somewhere too, but this fucking kid, he drove his LOV, he didn't put it in park, and so it started rolling, and then he jumped back in it and tried to stop it. And this is from him telling me, I wasn't there, and he's like, I just hit the wrong pedal. So he like gunned it off this hill into a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the first one there. He was telling me about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. No, I don't think I was.
And he had
working.
like 200 packages in his LV. He's like, no, I'm going to go home. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. That was his like fourth day or something.
How old was he?
Like
He's
20.
probably like 25.
He was young and fast. It was kind of a bummer.
How?
Yeah, he was just a fucking idiot too.
So we should probably explain what an LLV is for the people who haven't worked for the post office. That's the mail truck. It stands for long-lasting vehicle, and they're all about 15 years over their lifespan.
No. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said this 15 years old. Like, no, they're 30 years old.
No, they're yeah. My LLV was made, I think, in 1989, so it's almost as old as I am.
Yeah.
How many miles do those things have? Like, do they have speedometers in there?
Hundreds of thousands of miles on them.
Yeah.
Really?
They've been
Yeah.
rolled back.
There's speedometers if it works.
Have they actually?
Has your LLV ever caught on fire, you guys?
Yes, the Route 8 one caught on fire on me when I was doing Route 8 a few years ago.
With flames or just smoke?
Just smoke, but it was like I couldn't drive the truck anymore. It filled up the cabin and everything.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I was driving downtown, and in my LLV, I think it was like 102's LLV, and it just started smoking. Like I was done. I was going back to the station, just started smoking like crazy inside and outside. And this guy pulls up next to me. He's like, "Hey, I think your truck's on fire." I was like, "Yeah, you think?" I just kept driving it. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is just okay.
Should have said, "Welcome to the post office."
Yeah, you think? That's what I said.
I think in the last like 10 years, last 3 or 4 years, like 500 of those things have caught on fire and like burned to the ground.
Yeah,
So
and
there's clearly something going on. Yeah.
killed the mailman inside of it.
Yeah.
No, they usually jump out.
Yeah. It's because we're all
You'll see
aliens.
pictures of some dude trying to save everything in there. It's like, dude, just grab your
Just
backpack
get
and
out. Yeah.
sit on the curb or something.
It'll all be covered under insurance. It's okay.
Yeah.
Dude,
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Man,
I'm still missing some pieces of mail. I think were burned up somewhere.
How do
Probably.
they? How is it? What is it that causes them to catch on fire?
The fact that they're 15 years older past their lifespan.
Or the fact that the LLV mechanics never were trained to fix an LLV.
Yeah. No, they just sit there and say, "Yeah, we fixed it," and then it's the same problem again. Like as soon as you start driving away.
If it turns on, it's fixed, right?
Yeah, like I think Route 1's trucks headlights still don't work if you turn the high brights on. That was fun to deal with.
Do they just shut off?
Yeah, it's like bad wiring. So I was doing Route 1 once before I became a regular, and there's this little road that gets to the point where there's no like cell reception or there's no like lamps or street lights or anything like that. So I turned my high brights on and they worked for like 2 seconds, and then the whole fucking truck just like shut off. And then I got the truck back on, but the headlights wouldn't turn back on.
So, Greg,
So I
do you
had
have
to
a
call,
truck?
like, hey, it's not working.
They just gave me a new Mercedes Metris
What?
like 2 weeks ago.
For real?
I've been driving an old mail truck, like it's an '84 AIM General FJC, like a, you know what I'm talking about, my ice cream truck. I think.
Yeah, you don't drive
Did
that
you see
anymore?
that before you left?
Yeah. Yeah, I yelled
No,
at you
not
about
as
that.
of like 2 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought you
got
were
a right-hand
stupid for
drive
driving
Mercedes now.
that bread truck, ice cream truck.
Yeah, it did the job. It broke down a few
Okay.
times.
Okay.
The
It's
Mercedes
got all
did?
kinds of problems. It's really hard to switch gears. The windshield wipers don't work. The heater doesn't work. The headlights are really dim, like on a toy.
You gotta change your battery out like every
Oh
other
yeah,
day.
it had electrical problems, so I have 3 batteries,
Oh my God.
and I have to change out the battery every day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're a federal employee. Like,
I know.
that seems ridiculous.
I'll be sitting there working on it, and someone's like, "You get to work on it yourself?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's my truck."
Did you have to buy the batteries yourself, or did they just give you extra batteries and they were like,
No,
hey, kiddo,
I
good
went
luck?
and I bought new ones. I ended up buying 5 because
They don't give you anything.
No.
they give me like $35 a day or $50. I think it's 35 extra bucks a
When
day
I
to take
worked-
care of it.
When I worked in Arizona at their post office, they didn't even give us gloves.
Wow.
Was that when you're a contractor or when you're
Or
actually
rubber
an employee?
bands. No, when I was an actual employee.
Okay.
They didn't give, and the post office had 168 routes. No gloves, no rubber bands.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. 168 routes. That's insane.
Yeah, it was a shit show. You think it's bad? That shit was bad. Oh wait, the undisclosed location.
Oh, that's out the water now.
Here, I'll write that timestamp down so I can go back and get it.
Just bleep me out the whole time.
Yeah.
Just every time you hear my voice, just bleep it.
So I
What's
guess I
your
could-
favorite post office story, Daniel?
I got one I can think of at the top of my head. It was 2-3 months into my post office career. I was driving what we call the 2-ton, which is like the UPS size delivery truck.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to pull to the side of the street to get out and deliver a package, and I misjudged how close I was to a vehicle, and I just swiped right across the fucking truck. And so I was like, oh shit. So I, first thing I did was call our boss and let her know, because this was when our old postmaster was still.
Hold on. Pause for a second. You hear that, Greg? The first thing he did was call his boss.
Whoa.
All right, carry on.
Well, the first thing he should have done was called fucking 911, not the
Okay,
boss.
I know, but he did 3 steps opposite of that.
It's okay. It's Greg. We forgive him. And so I called her and I let her know what happened. And so my next step was I had to go to every house until I found out whose fucking truck it was. Luckily, it was the first house that I went to, and this girl answered the door. And I was like, hey, I work for the post office. I just sideswiped your guys' white truck. And so she comes out and looks at it. She goes, oh, you're okay. You can go keep delivering. We'll take care of it. I was like, no, that's not how this works. And so I had to wait for I had to wait for her boss to show up, and then she took pictures, talked to the owners, and all of that. It was
I didn't know that
embarrassing.
happened.
Yeah.
You guys kept that quiet.
That was before we actually became like close. That was when you
Oh,
still
when I hated you?
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one in the office that has a perfect driving record at this point.
Yeah, I'm not perfect.
No.
I hit a house with that 2-ton.
Oh, I remember that. It was like the overhang over the garage or something, right?
Yeah,
Like
above the garage door, I just cracked the wood of their house.
Nice. At least you
Yeah.
didn't drive into their garage door and almost hit a baby and a puppy.
Wait.
That wasn't
what?
you. That was
No.
that girl, right?
She still works there on
Oh, shut the
Sundays.
fuck up.
She came back. I thought she was gone forever, but they rehired her. So
Yeah, Dylan,
she's-
there is a bunch of fucking idiots that work there.
so she was driving, and we rent extra vehicles for Christmas,
Yeah.
and like moving vans or minivans or whatever. And so
Which,
she was
by the
driving one of
way,
those.
smell like an ashtray and piss.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're nasty.
Yep.
We've been finding bottles of piss in some of the mail trucks, and somebody is peeing in them. But
Wait,
anyway,
Currently?
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Currently.
What? And I don't even work there, so it's not even me this time.
You'll find pee
No.
bottles like out on the dock and shit sometimes too that people don't
it's
throw
like
away.
pick up and throw in the garbage.
Oh, but you know what it is, you guys? It's the coronavirus.
Oh.
No, I'm serious. Don't laugh, Daniel. No, there's nowhere to pee. You know?
True. All the restaurants are closed and stuff. So.
Yeah, so you gotta pee in your bottle, but you gotta take it out.
I didn't even think about that.
So-
When you said that, I was like, what the fuck are
So
you
this
talking
lady's-
about? Like,
Yeah, Dylan, it's a struggle
So she's
to have
driving
to
in this
piss
minivan.
as a mailman.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
This is-
Okay, so she pulls into this driveway with a minivan to deliver a package, and there's a bunch of people standing in the driveway, right? So there's a mom holding a baby, and there's another lady holding a puppy, and I think there's some kids around. And she leaves it in drive and just gets out of the vehicle. And it lurches forward when she gets out, almost hits the puppy, almost hits the baby, and crashes into their garage door.
are you kidding me?
And she still has a job as a federal employee.
Yeah.
Isn't it? What I would
She
think
did-
is that it's pretty hard to get fired if you work for the feds, right?
Oh my god, it's
yeah.
impossible.
Oh yeah.
It's like when you're a teacher with tenure. It's like basically the only thing you could do is like rape a kid and then you're fired. But like otherwise.
Oh my
like,
god,
you're
I
pretty
read
much
an
okay.
article. This lady just went to jail for masturbating in front of 19 students.
Wow.
Wait, was it on a Zoom call?
No. Well, maybe.
Maybe. Actually, I don't know. I didn't keep reading. I just read like the couple of little blurbs, and I was like,
She
that's
pulled a
too much.
tubing.
Dude, it may have been completely on accident. Like she may have just like accidentally like thought that she was like muted or like the camera was off on like a
But
Zoom
like,
call.
it's the middle of your, virtual school day. You just have to masturbate right now.
I don't know, man. I used to do
Yeah,
that shit in middle
I can
school.
understand that.
Are you a teacher for kindergartners?
No.
It's a different life, Dylan. That's a different life.
I don't know. You're in
So I
sixth
know in
grade.
some
PE
school
just ended.
districts-
I don't know.
What,
Like
Greg,
New
in
York
some
City?
school districts, that's okay?
No. They have they call them rubber rooms. Like there'll be teachers who are like certified sex offenders who molested kids, but they can't fire them, so they pay them, but they can't teach kids. They just sit in a room and basically like answer emails and
What? What is this called?
What the fuck? Yeah.
like New York City has, and I think there's some other places too. But the union's so strong that they can't fire teachers who molest kids, and so they still pay them. They're just not allowed to teach at the schools, so they do like administrative work.
This sounds like
That's
some
fucked
like
up.
Catholic church type shit.
I know that's like moving the priests around and not telling anybody.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they rape some kids and then they just like move them to the next district over. So they're just like, okay, like.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Please repent.
That's
Okay.
Crazy.
But no, we
That's
have a few
awful.
people that would have been fired anywhere else in the planet. So
That is
Dude, I should have been
hilarious.
fired.
yeah,
I should have been
I
fired
remember
like
a couple times you just saying to the boss like, "Hey, no, I'm not gonna go do that."
Yeah, I should have been fired so many times. Or when I used to tell them that they were fucking stupid and they can't do their job, so why are they even doing it?
Oh my god.
Those were my
And then, like,
favorite
they would
because then it
high-five
left
me
there,
because
just
they
make
were proud of me.
dumbstruck.
Wait, what was your
They
favorite?
tried to
Danny?
promote you.
I know. Fucking idiots.
Yep.
What did
They're
you
like, "She's
say,
manly,
Daniel,
material-
before?
material.
Yeah, no. What was your favorite, Danny?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I was saying it was funny that when she would call them fucking idiots to their face, they would just look at her like they were so dumbstruck for a minute and then like high five her.
Yeah. At my last straw, remember like the last couple months I was working there, I just would fucking start crying, Daniel?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
So like, so like my last straw, I went to our supervisor and I was just fucking crying, and I'm like, you guys are like an abusive relationship. You're basically raping us, and I can't take it anymore. And he's like, I understand. Like, what the fuck, you guys?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, your opinion is validated. Now, can you help out that route?
Yeah.
I remember that day. I fuck, dude. Because Hallie's always like the moral support, the backbone. And then like one day she comes in and she just fucking breaks down right in front of me, bawling her eyes out. And I'm like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, they
She's
broke
just
me.
like, she's just like, I can't do this anymore. It's like,
I
yeah,
was
know, it
tweaking out.
sucks.
I felt like I was having like a really long, hard come down off some horrible drugs. Like I was losing my shit.
Was that when you worked like 26 days in a row or something?
Yeah, I used to get up at 4 a.m. and then I wouldn't get home till like midnight.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was tweaking.
She'd do like
Yeah.
3 routes in one day sometimes.
Yeah. It's get back and they'd be like, can you take out some packages? It's like, no.
Yeah, I was losing my shit.
Get
And then I
home.
started hating everyone that like wasn't abusing themselves. I was like, fuck you for, only working 14 hours. Fuck you. You got to pull 20.
Fuck you, you're only
Like,
working
oh, you're going
14 hours in
home?
a day. God,
Yeah.
such a pussy.
It's really hard not to like name bash some people, but I'm trying to be nice
Yeah.
because they still work there and I still hate them.
Dylan can just bleep the names out.
I
Or I
think
could
I'm
just
really,
say 8. You guys will all know who I'm talking about if I just say the number 8.
I think I'm only gonna be able to upload the introduction to this podcast
That's fine. You really shouldn't upload it at all.
without getting Danny and Greg fired.
No, it's fine. Nobody listens to
We can
it.
go back to
We're
talking
good.
about Zoom masturbation for kindergartners.
There you go.
So yeah,
Would that help?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Tell us about Black Superman.
Okay, so I do have an opinion on that. Because Superman was, which I don't know very much about Superman, but I do know that he's not a robot, right?
True. There was a cyborg
like,
Superman, but yeah,
There
regular
was one,
Superman's
yeah.
not.
But like he's
Yeah.
not a black Superman. If anything, he's just black robot.
He's
Wait.
Right?
Blackboard.
Is there,
R.I.P. Black Panther.
is there a new Black Superman?
No, that's
no,
the issue
no.
I'm having with that
So-
movie.
And Hobbs and Shaw, he gets it's like nanotechnology put into him or something, right, Gray? I don't remember. And he gets like super
Something like
strong
that.
and enhanced, and he calls himself Black Superman because he's like really strong and shit now. But it's like he's not really Superman because he can't fly, doesn't have laser vision, ice breath, whatever. Other
Well, Superman
bullshit
wasn't a
power
robot.
Superman. No.
Really? Okay, really quick, I just want to say this. I typed in Black Superman and a photo of Dwayne The Rock Johnson wearing a Superman costume came up.
See, that's Black Superman.
Yeah, seriously. That is
He
hilarious.
But
is gonna
not
be
the
Black
other
Adam.
guy.
Yeah, that's true. He's
What-
going to be Black Adam.
What other movies have you guys seen?
We should save that for an episode. We just watched
real
movie
episode?
Called,
Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman. That movie was so fucking cool.
Yeah,
All right, put a pin in that.
I saw you post about that. It actually looked really good. What is that even about?
It's
It's funny.
It's about how can I describe this because it's fucking all over the place. It's about an ancient alien creature that was made to destroy the fucking entire galaxy or universe or whatever.
What?
And there's this little gem that gives him his powers, and if somebody has that gem besides him, they can control him. So this little girl finds the gem on Earth and like controls him and shit for throughout the whole movie.
That sounds fucking hilarious. That's actually sounds like
It
a
is.
really good premise.
It's a really good movie. I liked it a lot. It's fucked up, but really cool.
The little girl's kind of psychotic. It's great.
Very, very psychotic. Not a little bit. Very, very psychotic.
Extremely.
Yeah. Other than that, what Love and Monsters, was that the other one we watched?
Yeah.
That's all I
It
have
was
to
pretty
say about
slow.
it. Yeah.
Like there was some cool stuff, but then like the guy would just sit there and talk like in a really quiet voice for like 5 minutes. It's
Very,
like, oh my
very
gosh,
monotone.
move it along.
Yeah.
Get back to the giant bugs.
I'll watch that movie though if you guys want to talk about it in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
That works for
Psycho
me.
Gorman is sick.
But yeah, no. Are there any other like stories that kind of like come to mind like from the post office?
Oh, there's plenty of them. I can tell you some dog bite stories if you want.
Were
Dude.
you there, Hallie, when the guy lost control of his vehicle at Safeway and it went across the street to the Mormon
Yeah.
church?
Yeah, she
So-
was there.
The guy, is that the guy that is like the horror of the post office?
Yeah,
That
I'm
guy?
pretty sure. You know who he is.
He was doing drugs for sure.
He has a religious name.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you were
Yeah,
the one to
that's
tell
fair.
me he was on something a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
So he-
Hardcore.
We had these blue box collection boxes like you'll see to put letters in like at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And he was going to a Safeway to collect it, and he got out to smoke a cigarette, but he left the engine running, and it might have been in drive. I don't know.
No, so here I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
So he was going to collect the collection box at Safeway. He gets out of the truck. He left the truck on. So first off, you're supposed to turn the truck off and put the parking brake on every single time you get out because these things are so old and dangerous that they can just take off and do whatever. So he didn't do that. I'm assuming he thought he put it in park, but it probably was stuck in reverse or something. So he hops out and he's smoking a cigarette and he's on his cell phone. He walks over to the blue box. He's there for a long time too. And then the fucking mail truck just darts in reverse right out of the camera's view. You don't see it. I would say a solid minute goes by before you see him finally come back out, still on his cell phone. He's walking. Then he stops and finally realizes that the mail truck's not there. So he takes his glance off his phone and he's looking around for the truck, and you see him spot it, and he just runs over to the fucking mail truck. But he never reported the accident, and you're supposed to report this shit when it happens.
Did
So-
did it
So,
hit anything?
Dylan, for the story purposes, we know all of this that happened because of security footage that our postmaster shared with everybody, which they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So we all are gathered around the boss's desk watching this all happen.
Yep.
That is so funny. He's like, hey guys, look at this dumbass.
Yeah.
Across a
Here,
couple
come help
streets
me
and hit a
dissect this
fire hydrant,
video.
I think.
Yeah, well, and that's the only way they found out about it too, is because the people at Safeway came over to the post office and were like, "Hey, we want you to watch this security footage."
That is amazing. Did his truck hit anything?
It hit a sign, some kind of sign, like a
It rolled
It took
over
out a
the
stop
stop
sign.
sign across the street.
yeah.
It
And hit a
went,
fire hydrant.
yeah, it went across the street, left the parking lot, crossed the street, and knocked over some shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, there's probably some teenager that was like driving by and like started recording it on Snapchat and like has that saved in their memory somewhere of just like, bro, there's a fucking mail truck with nobody in it. It's driving away.
Oh, probably.
I bet if you
yeah.
Google that, there's a lot of videos.
Oh yeah.
Mail truck
Oh yeah.
with no driver.
Oh, there's a bunch. Yeah. I was watching a few a while ago. My favorite's at a gas station. The guy gets out to do something and his car takes off and it's doing donuts
Oh yeah, I like that
big,
one.
big circles around this gas pump, and you're the whole time it's
Yeah.
like, when is it gonna blow up? When is it gonna blow up?
They show that video in training class.
And he tries to
Really?
catch it, and it runs him over.
Yeah. They're like, this is what you don't want to do.
Yeah,
But goes to show you, all the post offices are fucked up.
Yep.
yeah.
Because, like, I've worked at a couple of them now, and they're all pretty fucked up.
Okay, the United States has the first largest like economy in the world, and then like just fucking California alone has like the second largest world's economy. Like, do we really have to
Like
keep
8,
building more
maybe?
fucking missiles, you know? Like, can't we like put a little bit more resources into USPS, bro? Like, oh my god.
Right?
Like, that's insane. That is insane.
It would be nice.
I don't think they know what to do with it.
No, well, the problem is they're too prideful, and they're so like set on we're independent from the actual government and we fund ourselves, and it's like you don't have money to fund yourselves.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of why I was going fucking crazy. Because there's a better way to do it, and I was losing my shit because I wasn't allowed to do the better way.
I remember you trying to do it so many times, and they kept telling you no every single time.
Yeah, and then they got like even more drastic measures to do it, and I'm like, you can't downgrade me. This is retarded. What's happening?
Yeah.
Man,
It makes you lose your mind.
What were you trying to do to like do something like more efficiently? Like, what is it you were trying to change?
Use common sense. So like, yeah, it's as simple as like 1 through 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But the post office is like, no, 1 through 10 is 8, 4, 7, 2, 5. Like, that's as like simple as I can put it. It's like common sense you weren't allowed to use it.
Nothing is just structured very
here's
well.
a better way to describe it. So in the morning time, they plan out how the day's supposed to go. They make floor plans and everything like that. And they would always ask Hallie her opinion because she would know better. And most of the time, the floor plans were always fucking shit. And she'd be like, no, it's not going to work. You need to do it this way, and this way. Because this person can't do this. This person can do this, but only for a little bit of time. So they're going to have to do this. And then this person's going to help them do that. And they go, no, that's stupid. We're just going to stick with our plan. And then everything would just turn to shit.
And then at 6 o'clock, they would do my plan.
Yeah, when it's too late.
And it would work. What's happening there now? Are you guys all right? Oh, I guess you guys don't care.
We're not all right. Yesterday was a pretty big shit show because we only have like 2 subs now. 3 subs, somewhere around there.
I'm unemployed and loving it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, we're hiring.
That's cool.
You can come stay at my house.
That's 3,000 miles away from me. I'm on the other side.
But we were really short-handed yesterday. Like 2 people called out, I think, and then we were down another route because they were on like annual leave or something like that. And so like I ended up helping out a little bit and stuff yesterday just because of how fucking awful it was. So it's still kind of the same, but there's not like 10,000 Amazon packages on each route now. So like shit can still get done at like a semi-decent time and not like 11 o'clock at night.
Crazy. You know what's funny? Which I don't think it's funny for everyone, but it's funny for me. There's a lady that the regular on 5, which I'm not going to say her name, is training, and that lady is my ex almost mother-in-law.
Oh.
Crazy shit, huh? Who used to judge me for working all the time at the fucking post office, but now I'm like, haha, bitch, you're gonna know what it feels like.
Yeah, they said, like, remember Hallie, this is so-and-so's mom, and I'm like, well, who's that? But yeah, I tried asking you yesterday.
Oh my god, that was you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I replied wrong number.
I was like, well, I guess she doesn't want to talk about it.
No, I don't have your number in my phone anymore.
But yeah,
Text me again right now. Text me again, I'll save it.
Okay.
I don't know. You bring up that name, I'm like, whoever this is, I don't want to talk about that name. It's the wrong number.
Right.
Oh my
Right?
god.
But yeah, his
All
mom's
you could have
working
said
on it.
was, "This is Greg." Right.
I know. I was working and I was like, "Hey, Danny, ask Hallie this." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Fine, I'll do it." But I forgot to add context. Like, "Hey, Hallie, I haven't talked to you in a while. This is Greg. How you doing?"
Yeah,
so I'll answer his question.
I flush all of my contacts out all the time.
Yeah.
I honestly
Are
Are you
do.
laughing, Daniel?
I am laughing. It's funny because he kept going. He kept talking about Blank's mom, and I'm like, who the fuck is Blank? It's like, I don't know who this person is. Why do you keep bringing him up?
I'll share all of those fun facts when I'm not being recorded because
Okay.
things will slip and then I'll get in trouble.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
there's already so many names and like places that I have to bleep out. Like this podcast isn't gonna
I
be up
mean,
for a
you
week,
should
so go
you should
ahead and
probably
just
bleep
talk
out the
about
fact
it.
that you should probably bleep out the fact that I've said the word retarded like 4 times. I don't think you're supposed to use that word anymore.
Oh my
It's
god.
okay. It's okay. We'll be fine. We're
This-
not famous.
This podcast is never going up.
That's fine.
This
It's
is like,
okay. I'll
well, it's
take
like
out-
when
I'll take out the
people of color
retarded.
use the N-word. It's okay. We can say it. So.
Well, like I was watching Friends yesterday, and it was like the most current, old season. But Phoebe said the word retarded, and I'm like, it didn't offend me.
Yeah, well, it's
But I'm not retarded.
it's weird. I feel like the whole like SJW like kind of culture is like kind of like dying out very quickly now that Trump is
What's an
gone.
SJW?
Social justice
social
warrior.
justice
they're
warrior.
the fuckers that took away, like words retarded, and stuff like that.
And midget. They took midget from us.
Yeah, they took
Oh
fucking
my
retarded
god!
and midget.
I had to tell my kid that you can't say midget, and he's like, "Why?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know."
You're just like, I literally don't know. I just know you're not supposed to.
And I was like, "You're supposed to say little person." He's like, "But that seems mean because I'm describing their body, and that's rude." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're 9 years old, and you should be able to say midget. God damn it."
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, wow, congrats.
is
You took
America.
away the word midget, replaced it with little person. Like, congrats. You've done so much for
Yeah.
our society. Here's a
You
fucking
guys should
pat on
watch
the
the
back
movie
and a cool
Tiptoes.
sticker.
Tiptoes.
Yeah, you should watch the movie Tiptoes, the 3 of you, and then discuss that. It's with Matthew McConaughey and
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage and midgets, a lot of them.
Is that when Peter Dinklage is Michael McConaughey's brother?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
you seen
I've
it?
seen part of that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should legit, homework, watch that, and then discuss that.
Yeah.
You should come back on and then talk about it.
Yeah,
with
we'll
us.
have you back on and
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to post that one because retarded and midget is going to be said way too much.
Yeah, well if it's in
No,
the
it's
if it's in
fine.
the movie, then we're quoting it.
Yeah.
2003.
Clear usage.
That's how Joe Rogan gets away with saying the N-word.
Whoa.
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 It's true. That's his justification. He's like, well, if it's a quote in a book, then I think it's fine. I'm just like, okay.
Slow down, Quentin Tarantino.
You know, I live by Dave Chappelle.
Oh, do you live in
Yeah,
Ohio?
that's right.
That's right.
Yo,
Nice.
really? You live in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm like an hour and a half away from him.
Shit, dude. Was
Ooh.
your husband like the white guy walking by his house with a gun?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, don't go
That
visit
sounds
him.
like
He'll
him,
give you
bro.
the old. He'll give you the old click clack.
Yeah. Click clack.
Bird shot.
Birdshot, buckshot.
Here comes buckshot.
That shit's so funny.
Oh my god, yes it was.
Mr. Chappelle, I'll suck your dick for $5. Ugh. 2. Oh, it's fucking awesome. I love Dave Chappelle.
I do too. He's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so any other stories?
I don't like Chris D'Elia.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
like him
either.
either.
I
Some of
didn't
his
like him
stuff's
before everyone
funny.
else didn't like him because of whatever he did with the whatever vagina,
Oh, yeah, I don't.
but he's a bad comedian.
Wait, what did
Yeah.
he do?
He got
I-
called out.
He was having sex with 16-year-olds.
Oh.
So
I'm-
yeah, probably, but like, there's no actual proof. Basically, what they were posting online was like him talking to a 16-year-old, but as soon as he found out she was 16, he cut all communication off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then this is
But he's
like
a
the...
shitty comedian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
not a
does-
good comedian, but...
Yeah.
He has some funny stuff. I'll give him that, but like, yeah.
Like
No, I don't like his voice.
It's his condescending tone of him thinking
just
he's
his
better
voice.
than everyone.
I don't care what comes out of his mouth. His voice, it just makes me hate him.
Just pure diarrhea.
That is the male version of Nikki Glazer to me. Like, can't listen to it.
I got a dog bite story I can share.
Yo, really?
Yeah. So it was on, dude. So this is the only route I've ever been bit on by dogs is Route 4.
Okay.
So yeah, I know that means nothing to you, but that means something to. Well, no, Greg, did you ever touch Route 4 at all before you became a regular?
Yeah. Once,
I don't remember
didn't
Greg
do-
doing anything else but hanging out in his ice cream truck.
Yeah,
Or doing
it's pretty cool.
105 for
Is-
8 months.
Is Route 4
Nonstop.
just
11 months.
cursed?
Route 4 is like if you were to imagine a haunted wet forest with like crazy people who eat other people and ravage beasts, that's Route 4.
Oh.
Best way to describe Route 4, yeah, but I actually like that route.
Well, parts of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I
the
was
rest of
going-
it is like the haunted town before you get to the forest.
Yeah, it's true. You do a lot of ghetto on that route.
That is amazing.
We should
Oh,
just
drop-
describe all the routes.
Is it just like is it just like super like bumfuck New Mexico like trashy white people? Like
No, it's like all this.
rich
It's like
old.
all the scary movies you see where the people are eating other people. What are they called?
cannibals?
Yeah, that's what that route is full of, and it makes you look like a different kind of person because you're full of human meat.
They can smell you.
The
They're
other
like,
white
ah.
Oh yeah,
So was it really a dog that bit you? Is my question.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a big ass Rottweiler.
It was a furry.
Yeah, it was a furry. So I was delivering to this house, and they have like an L-shaped porch. So there's like their front door, and then the porch, starts heading down, and then it turns like I know I just said L-shaped, and I'm describing it for people who are stupid like me. But there's another door on the other side, and I didn't know that at the time. So I walk up, and I put the package on the front door. And then I hear, little paw prints hitting the ground, and I look over, and there's this big fucking Rottweiler on the down on the other side of the porch, and I'm like, oh shit! So we made eye contact, and it's just like, and it's getting closer to me, and I'm like, stay, and I'm backing up, keeping my eyes on it. It finally stops moving, and I'm about 5 to 10 feet away from the mail truck. So I turn around and start running to the truck, and like not even a second later, I just feel it just fucking chomp on my side.
Oh my god.
And it got a good grip on me, so I smacked it on its fucking head, and I start screaming at it, and I'm like, no! I'm like, bad dog! And it just, like, no! It fucking froze, and it didn't know what to do, so I used that time to get back in the fucking truck and leave.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's crazy.
Luckily, it didn't like rip any flesh off or anything, and I barely even had like a puncture wound, but that shit hurt.
Is it times like those that you regret leaving McDonald's, or?
No, not at all. I'd rather get bit by a dog than still be there.
I guess it's better than being bitten by, like that cranky old bitch.
She's scarier than that dog.
I know, seriously, dude. She'd always give me a death stare every time I walked in. She's like, it's this punta. Like,
Don't forget to bleep her name out too.
oh yeah, no, Yeah, we've been recording for an hour and 1 minute, and there's probably like 20 minutes of like usable shit in here.
Oh, there's plenty of usable shit in here. You just gotta bleep it. Don't be lazy.
I have to cut
It's
out.
like it's
sorry,
like my
go ahead.
favorite line ever is, "Does that make you regret leaving McDonald's?" I forgot
Not at
that's where
all.
you came from.
Yeah, I don't really tell a lot of people that.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
I'll be quiet.
No, I
Oh,
knew
man.
that. I
No,
just
she knew that.
I chose not to know that.
Yeah, no, that's how I met Danny. I fucking love Danny. He was my favorite person to work with, though.
I pretend Greg was like an investment banker before he came to the post office. I really don't know what the fuck he used to do, but when I talk to people about Greg, he's an investment banker.
Yeah.
I just make it up. Greg, what did you do before the post office?
I can't talk about it.
See, it's his secret.
He just sold drugs.
Man.
Was I right?
So so on Sundays we only do Amazon.
I was right.
And
He's
that's
changing
only
the subject.
That's only for like the people that don't have their own route. It's for like all the subs and stuff. And they would give us the worst directions. And we in our scanners had like a map thing on it. It's called Copilot, and it would like tell you where to go and where to turn and stuff.
Yeah, but if you followed it, you'd actually end up in the fucking bushes.
Yeah. So one time, I think it was at the very end of 7. It was somewhere way out there where we usually don't deliver, because normally if their mailbox is like a half mile away from their house, you don't drive to their house down like a dirt road.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was Route 7 because you went up Mount Si, right? You got stuck up there or whatever.
no, I didn't get stuck up there. A couple other people did, but I've been up there.
Yeah, so have I. Fuck that shit.
I
It's like
loved
20
going
minutes
up there
to
because
one
if you go
house.
really fast going down, it's like your life flashes before your eyes.
Well, yeah, you're going down the fucking gravel road. That's windy as shit. You're crazy.
Yeah, it was really fun. I used to get it on 2 wheels doing that turn on the bottom.
Jesus Christ.
But there's this. It told me to turn down this one dirt road, so I'm driving down this dirt road, and the road kind of stops, and it says like road washed out, and the Amazon thing's saying go straight, then turn left, and I'm like, huh. Well, this isn't my vehicle. I'm just gonna see what happens. Because we're supposed to follow the directions. So go down this dirt road, and this kind of no road, and then it says go up this hill, and I'm like, all right. So I'm driving up. It might have been like a forest where they got washed out, but it was all like big rocks.
Reflect on what I
driving
said
up
about
this-
common sense.
Oh, I know exactly what road you're talking about. It's on Route 7. It's the road that connects, I think it's like 128th Street with that fucking neighborhood with that long line of mailboxes you love.
I think so.
It is,
That
because
I
I've gone down
love?
that. Yeah, that you love too. It's got the big ass rock that's like 3 feet above ground, right in the middle of the fucking roadway and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I went up this other one, and there's like these rocks like the size of softballs, and the road was made out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm just driving up it, and there's like a big drop on the right side and like a cliff on the left side, and I'm like, where am I? And it says, in quarter mile, turn left. I'm like, all right. So I keep going up this hill. And then I ended up on a road. There was like some new construction over there or something. But yeah, it totally told me to take like some horse trail or something.
That's why you gotta smoke cigarettes while you deliver the mail, so you could just stop and reflect for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause at that point, I was in one of my I don't give a crap moods. And I was like, I'm just going to do what it tells me and see what happens.
Dude, that would actually be
So
a
another
fucking...
one.
Oh, sorry, go on.
This is on 102. It's down like 95th or 96th or whatever. Right before the ridge. There's a bunch of houses down that one road.
It's the other side of the freeway.
Yeah, like
No. You're
not
talking
that
about.
one.
He's talking about 102 at the very beginning, all the like backwoods shit.
The
with,
numbered
like, the
streets.
cul-de-sacs and stuff.
Yeah.
right before you go over to like
But to go to the very
Swanson and
end,
shit.
you go down there, and there's like a family that teaches kids music or something.
Oh, I know
The
what you're
hou-
talking about. Yeah.
The house that's like 10
Yeah.
miles away from everything
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time driving down there on Sundays, and people would be staring at me like, "What are you doing?" And I'd
You're
be
not
like,
supposed to go to any of those houses.
No, I know, but the customers would be like all hanging out in their pajamas in their yard or something, because they're like a mile away from anything, and they're like, "Oh, hey, we never see you out here," and I'm like, "Yeah, don't eat me."
That was a callback.
Yeah, that's a callback. But anyway, I was up there, and the directions told me to go to the end of this road, so I'm going, and the road stops, but it's like the service road under the power lines is there. So it says to keep going. So I'm like, all right. So I'm driving along this dirt road, and it gets narrower and narrower, and then there's like knee-high grass going, and it's like your destination's in a half mile. I'm like, all right, let's keep going, see where this goes. So came up all the way to the storage unit on the ridge, kind of where the church is and stuff on 107. But there's a gate, like a Forest Service gate, and I couldn't unlock it. So I had to turn around and go all the way back.
Oh my god. Are you
But I
serious?
get to this house like a half hour later, and they're like, it's really weird. They're on the ridge, but they're surrounded by trees, like it was a house that was there before. And their last name is a famous Seattle retailer, so I'm not sure if it's like a grandkid of the founder or something. And so I go there, and this giant dog comes out. He's like a Caucasian, like Mongolian Mastiff or something. And he's not wagging his tail. He's got his ears up, and he's making circles around the truck. And the lady's out in the yard with her kids, and she's like, "Oh, come on out. He's fine. He doesn't bite." And I'm like shaking my head and rolling the window up. And she's like, "You're fine. Just get out." Like, I got This dog's like just staring at me.
Someone just left.
It was Hal.
Oh man.
Rest in peace.
So yeah, she finally came up to the window, gave her the package, but that took me almost an hour to do one package. It was crazy.
Dude, that is actually freaking hilarious.
Yeah. So I stopped taking back roads after that because I was like, well, as much fun as that was, I don't want to get stuck somewhere
Dude, well,
and have to walk back. So
what would be a hilarious, like video, that like you could make is like if you just took like a GoPro, like you just kind of like held it or whatever, and like you just went exactly where like the like that like navigation system or whatever that you're talking about, like if you just followed it to the T just to see like how stuck or like where it is that it would take you.
Oh
yeah,
man, if you
that'd
were
be pretty
to follow
fun.
it.
That'd be so amazing.
Oh, dude, it's sent me down paths before that. You don't want to follow it because it'll tell you to go down roads that aren't roads. It'll try and take you to places that don't exist yet and shit like that. Or like, it won't like. Anytime a new neighborhood's built, it takes so long for that shit to actually like register in the system. So like if you're in like a new area, you're on your own. It's not going to tell you where to go. It's pretty shitty.
Do you just like bust out Google Maps and you're just like, okay, fine, like
yeah,
Some people
honestly,
do, yeah.
I've done it a few times while I was out delivering because you have to, and even
Yeah.
that sometimes doesn't fucking work.
yeah, no,
I saw a
dude,
guy use Python to enter all the addresses, and it like made like a some kind of line of travel for him to follow.
that's hilarious.
So it took a long time to type in. It's like, why don't you just go do it?
Yeah. Oh, she's
Hey,
back.
look who's back.
But she's muted. Oh, okay, never mind. She's unmuted.
Oh, no, she's Hallie.
Hallie, we can't hear you, bro. But yeah, I know.
Bro.